Good morning, peeps. So what just happened? It's the sunlight, and this is just normal white light, as you call it, white light, that contains all of the colours of the spectrum. So what just happened then? What did we experience as a whole? Because all of that colour that you see there was created by rods and cones that find themselves after the flow of photons from the retina. Now, what you're being told, because I'm having none of it, is when I open that shutter door, all of these, what do you call them? Monochromatic objects, they have no colour. They have no colour. The reason we're seeing colour is because of the photons from the sun that have come down when I open that shutter door, bounces off of each of these objects, right? And those photons then make their way towards the back of your eyes, the retinas. Now, it all sounds painful because they travel at 299,792 kilometers per second. But luckily they don't hurt when they collide with the retinas, which then sends all this information to the cones and rods. Now, when the cones and rods have finished processing the photons, right, there's a steady stream of them, but you don't feel them, okay? Not yet, anyway. And processes the colours, which then goes to your brain and says, right, yo, that is red. So obviously with all of this, I mean, that's some serious photonage, isn't it? Those receptors, those rods and stuff. Now my question, first one, if I was doing a live and you guys were watching this live, right? Now I get that the photons, I'm here having to fight photons off first hand as they entered the shed at 299,792 kilometers per second. And I had no choice, they overpowered me and they bounced off of these items. Like every time I look around like that, the amount of rod and cone activity in my head as it processed all this light from these monochromatic objects and turns them into colour. Now, how is it that you guys see it if I was doing a live? You guys can even zoom in, can't you? You could zoom in to all of this, right? If I was doing a live, and you could get a better zoom in than me here. Now, how do the photons work in that one? If you zoom in to a place that I'm not looking, if I was looking, you're seeing a reaction from photons from here that are shooting from here, going through that lens into your retinas, which is then giving you this colour. Really? Are you sure that these aren't coloured items? For me, this road started when I found out the claims that it takes the sun 4.6 seconds to radiate its own light, the distance of its own diameter. 1, 2, 3, 4.6 seconds for light to radiate the distance of one sun diameter. That is for a total of 8 minutes and 20 seconds travel time for photons, Mickey Mouse photons, packets of salt and vinegar crisps, to reach us from El Sol, horseradish. All of these things right here have colour. How else? How would you be processing this information? Right? All these different instant, do you really think? It's photons. You don't think that when we look at these items, we're looking at things with colour. You think it's all processed in the head after a long journey. Light that's bounced off of these objects that are neutral in colour, really. If I close this shutter door now, what you're saying is these objects now, when I turn this up, look at that different shades already. Look, an infinite amount of shade. All I have to do is this, and the amount of shade change in there, your freaking rods and cones must be going bananas right now. Look, zoom into that. That will drive your rods after the back of your retinas crazy. So, right now, those objects no longer have colour. The only time they have colour is when the light that I'm about to put on strikes the objects, the monochromatic objects with no colour, and those photons that are going to bounce off of this bulb onto the items, into my head, via my pupils in my eye, going to bang through to the back of the retina, bounce. And there, once they bounce, the magic starts. And rods and cones, they process the bounced photons, churn up the info, and then you get a little printout, and that printout goes to the brain, and the brain tells the part of it that's worked it out, it transmits that information to the part of it that I'm using now to share that information, and this process just keeps on going. So, go! My cones and my rods went haywire there for a second. How about yours? I guess you can see all these lights like I am. So how is that happening exactly? What's going on? I'm telling you what's going on. Even though it's dark, those items are exactly as they are, the same colours when I do that, but they're just in the dark. We can't see them, people. That's the only reason. They are not devoid of all colour, but we are devoid of nearly all common sense. Guys, work this out, please. My journey has started, like I said, finding out the sun. It claims it takes 4.6 seconds for my sun to radiate light the distance of its diameter. Are you shitting me right now? These objects are coloured. Black is a colour, and white is a colour. These objects have colour on them. We have night and we have day. During the day, the absolute sunlight shines on everything, and you see everything exactly as it is and where it is. There is no delay of 8 minutes and 20. When you look at the sun, you're seeing the sun exactly where it is in the sky without any delay. It's ridiculous. An insult to everybody's intelligence. The stars in the night sky, the exact same thing. If you can see a light source in the night sky, you're seeing it because it is powerful enough to radiate to your eyes live. There is no 299792 kilometers per second. Light is absolute. A light source is two different. You've got one that radiates powerful enough to radiate and you create a shadow, and then the one that you can detect with your eyes at a distance, right? If you're seeing a light in the night sky, you are seeing it live. That's the whole reason you're seeing it, because it's powerful enough to reach your eyesight. If it's not powerful enough, like Proxima Centauri, which is the next closest star to us after the sun, we won't see it because it's not powerful enough. The end. If it was powerful enough, boom, if somebody gave it a double boost right now, we'd see it like that. It's absolute. It does not take years and years to travel. It's illogical. It's ridiculous. It's a myth, and there is no evidence for it. So that's where the light year comes to a grinding halt as well. There is no such thing as a light year. It's illogical. When you were looking at the constellation Centaurus, which contains Proxima Centauri, which is orbiting Centauri A and Centauri B. It's a binary star system. We see it as one from here. But you see them exactly where they are as they are. There is no doubt there's no travel time. As we spin on our axis, if you look up, people say that the North Star doesn't move, so it has to be a flat. If it's right at the north, and Earth spins on its axis and you have that north, the North Star won't move, will it? If you think about it. Because if you spin and it's right up there, a long way away, it's always going to be in the same spot. That's what I think anyway, it's that far away. Right, so you have to think about this because there's the mirror there, look. What's happening now? If I was doing this live, right? How come you're seeing this bounce of photons and you can zoom in and it's ridiculous? It's ridiculous. Lies about the sun was the beginning of this journey, and I'm thinking this could just about be the end, because people, if you think that rods and cones in your eyes is doing this, amazing. The lies start with the sun and they end up with the colours. Everything that you see outside of you is happening in real time. There is no light delay. There is no relativity. It's a mind game. Mirror, look, give me a break. I'm looking at it through the screen as well now. That's all photons somehow bouncing through. I'm seeing this live through this. We're seeing things as they are, where they are. People need to wake up and smell the coffee before there's no coffee left. Later, peeps and pipettes. Have a great weekend.